Park Lane.
Oh shit! Damn, you're the live. Go ahead. Tell everybody.
I'm sorry. That was you who asked me the question. I'm sorry.
Listen, man. My bad.
Look, happy Saturday, everyone. For everyone in NYC, I hope y'all survived Noah's Ark yesterday as we are all scattered across, what is it, the Big Apple? Um, it's
Yeah.
time for us to talk about Love is Blind. So we're talking about Love is Blind, episodes 5 through 7. And I have two of my favorite people with me today. Okay, we got Tate's Tate, who is always
Uh,
funny, always just puts a smile on my face. Make sure you're subscribed to him. And then also Kristen Maldonado, who I absolutely adore. That's my friend, y'all. Make sure that you're subscribed to her as well. I just want to get y'all quick thoughts, because there's a lot that happened. It was drama in certain relationships that we didn't know was going to happen. So
yep.
Kristen, give me the tea. How you feeling about episodes 5 through 7?
Oh gosh, I gotta say, I've told you, Sharonda, I feel like this is the most depressing season yet. Like, it feels so toxic in a way that's not even like the drama is fun anymore. Like, it's just kind of like getting sad. And, you're here to find love, right? Like, not everything's gonna be perfect. You're figuring things out. But I just feel like it's getting to the point where, like, it's a little hard to watch at times. And I feel like the people on the show aren't talking to each other about things they need to talk about in the pods to really like get each other. I don't know. I think this season's been a little too much for me, and I could see it. I don't know, maybe not making it to another one at this point because it's just been so sad. Yeah, there's just no love this season.
Dang, you're not gonna watch anymore?
I mean, I probably will, but I feel like I don't know. After this season, it's been a little tough. Last season I felt like was like a mess, but in a fun way, and this season feels like just sad.
Dang.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Chris, how you feeling?
Yeah, and I'm not sad, but it is weird
Slander.
that it's weird. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like a whole country of people. That's crazy. But I think it's crazy that you start with 28 singles and then now we have two couples. So that takes away from the show because when it gets down to the end and we're at the altar, we're at two altars only. So I think that takes away from the whole show. But I would say that the drama is in line with some. I mean, my memory is terrible, so like I'm just going off last season. I would say like a lot of that drama is similar to last season, as far as like the, I guess, impact of it and like the craziness of it, because we did see a lot of wild shit last season. But maybe you're just like exhausted from it, so
Yeah,
it's like
maybe I
it
am.
may not be worse, but it's just like again, you know what I mean?
It was a lot of stuff that happened last season. I mean, it's
Yeah,
and it's like every season I'm just like how can they top the previous season? And then they're
literally.
just like hold my beer because it just gets crazier every single time. But I don't know. I think that I would actually have to say I did feel like there was more thought. I don't know. I felt like we spent more time in the pod, so like I actually believed that these people liked each other for the most part, minus
I agree with that.
I do think they had people that wanted love, but I feel like the issue with the show like this is that they have so many broken people. And one of the issues that I do have with this season, especially given the arguments that we had, it kind of makes me wonder what are y'all actually talking about in the pods? Because I just, even for like, this kind of goes back to how I felt about like the whole Izzy having to choose between Stacy and Johnny. It felt like him and Johnny actually had more in-depth conversations in regards to like finances and past relationships. And Izzy kind of ran away. I mean, yeah, he ran away from her, but it feels like he just had fun with Stacy. And then you look at a Taylor and a JP, it makes me wonder what were y'all talking about, because this whole topic of makeup never came up. Like, I don't know, it makes me feel like y'all are on
Which
fire.
makes sense. Like it makes sense for makeup not to come up. I think if he felt that strongly about it, it should have. But that's the whole point of Love is Blind, is that you have a connection on personality enough that how she looks shouldn't matter. So if the first thing you're complaining about is her look, then you just picked the wrong show to go on. Like you just proved that you were not the person to apply for this show, which
That's
is
true.
just crazy to me.
But you'd also think that maybe they're saying like, what kind of people do you usually go for or something? And then maybe the person's like, oh, I really like the natural look. I don't know. Like maybe that's something that would come up as one of the first things you might ask somebody. I mean, it shouldn't
Or that
matter.
you just wouldn't care that much. Like that's the whole, like I'm thinking that's what people go on the show. Like, oh, these are the people that just, they're like not superficial. Like they're like the physical is like, yeah, you want to be attracted to someone, but it's not like the first thing that you think of. Like the girl's wearing makeup. It's not like she's like a redhead or like she's like overweight. Like this girl is just like everyone wears makeup.
Yeah, it was very superficial, but I think that's a part of the experiment, right? I think a part of the experiment is to highlight the biases that we have when it comes to dating. So like you build this connection with this person, you say that you love this person, you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, but there's always something that changes when we get to the actual reveal part. I think that's part of also just trying to take the veil off of like, damn, like I really be judging people and I really could be missing out on, my forever person because I can't get past, these superficial things that we look for in our partners. But I don't know. I think, I don't know if we'll ever be able to recreate season 1. And I think that's the problem. When a show gets popular, you don't know. It felt like to me, a lot of people were trying to get chosen so bad that they ignored actual questions that they should be asking someone to choose somebody that's actually compatible with them or compatible with what their wants and needs are. I don't know.
I think that's true. I mean, look at Lydia. Like she was all in on Izzy, and then she was all in on Uche, and then she was all in on Milton. Like she was all in on, each of them. And then, for her, it kind of looking back sort of felt like maybe she's the kind of person who could get along with different people, but it's like, is that person able to get along with her? And she's just kind of like, well, whichever one says yes, I'll like stick with them. And I could get along with them. Like, I just want someone that's going to love me versus like thinking on both sides of it, if that makes sense.
Lydia is definitely like just trying to get chose, which is like kind of crazy for someone who said over and over in the beginning, like, oh, I never get chose. Like, you got 3 men that you're kind of cycling. So it's like, what is it really? Like, there's some people who have a hard time like finding someone, even settling down for a little bit, and like they really are in the trenches. But like Lydia, you got 3 people that you had at least a little bit connection, even though Izzy kind of immediately hated her. But like you had it for a second. So it's like your personality is enough to like draw these men in. So it's like, I don't even know what you're complaining about. Like, not you, Lydia, but like, I just don't know what she's really complaining about in the end.
I think the issue with Lydia, so sorry, I don't know why this is so loud, but I think the issue with Lydia.
It's not coming across like crazy.
It's not coming across. Okay, so now I just look crazy.
I mean, it is a little light, but it's not crazy. Like it's like low.
It's just loud over here. I think Lydia is in love with wanting to be in love. She wants to be loved. I think that Lydia is a girl that always gets shows. She's beautiful. She got a nice body. Like, she's fun. I think that once you just settle down in a relationship, somebody like Lydia could be a lot. Like, she could just be a lot to take in all day, every day. And so I think she doesn't have a hard time finding people. I think she has a hard time keeping people, get convinced.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
So I think that because you saw, okay, let's just dive into this because you saw the interaction with Izzy. I feel like Izzy was definitely looking at Lydia like, she cute, like kind of like, should I stop my obsession when not wanting to date my own people, but like, and just be with her? What's going on? I felt like Lydia wasn't trying to hear him though. Like, what did you think?
You said that you felt that Izzy felt that he liked Lydia in real life when they met up in that reunion thing?
He was physically attracted to Lydia because I don't even know what was the point of him pulling her to the side to have this conversation. Like,
I think
there was no point of that. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there was no point of that conversation, but I didn't get the feeling that he was feeling her in a way. I felt like he pulled her aside to just tell her like, oh, I didn't want you, like, which is like a waste of everyone's time. I didn't feel like they had a connection, but Lydia, the first thing she says is that, oh, like, Izzy's physically my type. So like she said that out loud.
That's what Izzy said. No, Izzy was like, she's a beautiful girl. She has really nice hair. She has nice body. I think he was physically attracted to her.
Yes.
I
I just feel
honestly,
like the conversation wasn't like him gassing her or like even flirting with her a little bit, which is
yeah.
what normally that's what they did. Was it last season? That's what was happening. Yeah,
Mhm.
like people were really out there like flirting with
Oh yeah,
other
it was too
people, which
much.
was like
Yeah.
another reason why last season is a little bit crazier than this one. But this one, no one really did that. No one really crossed that line. It was like Taylor complaining about JP, but then Stacey and Izzy, they still did their thing, and Milton and Lydia just did their thing. So like,
I feel like Izzy just wanted camera time because he was the one or one of the people that like, was like, let me go up and like, talk to Lydia about this thing. Let me go up and talk to Johnny about this thing. These things that they're not even really thinking about at this point. Like he's the one that kind of like came in heightened to these situations to like chat with them. And it's like, it's one thing if you want to just be like, hey, just want to pull you aside to say like no hard feelings about what happened. Sounds good. Like, let's move on. We're all happy. But like, it's another thing to be like, let me break down everything that happened and why this didn't work. And it's like, nobody wanted that, but he did that twice. Same with Uche. They did that twice to people that like, they just want the camera time, right? Like that's to me is why you would do something like that. You just want the time on air, as much time as possible.
No, I think he was still a little hurt by Johnny. He was way too invested for my liking in that like whole interaction. I was just like, why do you care so much? Like, and why did you need
I
to
don't know why he cares that much, but I don't think he wants Johnny, but it still is weird that he was trying to have this conversation. And of course, alcohol is involved. People are going to say wild shit
That's true.
we're not drinking with them. Like they're drinking crazy. Like, and I don't think Stacey was drinking that much. That's why she like curved his ass. But it's a weird obsession that he has with this closure. And Izzy's not Uche like, by the way. That's crazy. Like Uche's in another galaxy on his own.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I personally felt like he was more connected. I feel like from an emotional connection, I do feel like him and Johnny. I just feel like they talked about deeper stuff. Like he said, like Johnny understood what it was like to have, baggage. He was engaged. She was married before. Like he was like,
Yeah.
we just understood each other like just on a different level. I mean, technically they were trauma bonding with one another, but I don't know. I feel like the whole interaction that night, and I guess we can just talk about that from the last episode. The interaction between Stacey, Johnny, and Izzy, it was just a bit much. I felt like Stacey was just tag teaming because she knew that Johnny don't like her because she took her man. But I think Izzy needed to chill. And I was happy that Stacey was kind of like, don't
I don't care about this
stuff. Like, I don't care about her. I was here for you. And it kind of irks me that you needed to have this validation to know that you made the right choice. Like, why did you need that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about our favorite people, JP and Taylor, who I will backtrack on this age gap thing. I took some time to reflect after our discussion last
Let's
week.
hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I take time to self-reflect and grow.
I like that.
And one of the things that I realized is I didn't think of the age gap between JP and Taylor, who actually has the exact same 6-year age gap as Lydia and Milton. It's just in the reverse because JP is older and Taylor is younger. And I think this was actually a good example of how older people in the relationship can be emotionally immature as well. I don't know what was going on with JP, but the audacity of this no-lip man to sit up here and talk about Taylor being fake because she had on makeup. And she didn't even, I've seen people wear caked up makeup. She didn't even have like a crazy like ton of makeup. It was some eyelashes. Like, how are y'all feeling about this? Because it was a little crazy to me that he blamed his lack of communication on how she looked. Because he still looked for 4 days.
This man is just awkward. He couldn't speak with her, so that you're going to claim it's because she wore makeup the first day and hasn't worn makeup since. I think that's so, like what we were saying before. Like, if you don't care about looks, you're coming to this show, you want to find someone that, like, you speak to each other's hearts or whatever. Like, girls wear makeup. Like, that honestly feels so controlling to say, I don't want you if you put on lipstick or if you wear nail polish or if you have eyelashes on. Like, that's not your business. That's not you. Like, you can't control what other people do. That just seems crazy to me that you would be like that. And also, like, why wouldn't that come up earlier? You know, like, are you that shallow that like you're gonna judge after you've spoken to this person and fallen in love with their heart? You're gonna judge them because they wear a little bit of makeup to look pretty because they want to feel good about themselves. Like, you're on television. Like, what's the problem? I don't know what this man was thinking. Yeah, she wore makeup one time, but who cares? She should have showed up when they were talking at the end in a full face of makeup to be like, okay, I'm done now. Like, if you don't like me with my makeup, you don't get me without it either. You know, like, it just didn't make any sense. She was really trying, and he kept saying, "Oh no, I'm trying too. I'm trying." Where? We didn't see him barely say a word until the end when he was like, "I don't like makeup." Then why are you on the show? Like, all of the other women were wearing makeup. None of the other ones didn't have makeup on. Like, the whole season, everyone's wearing makeup. Honestly, probably some of the men were wearing makeup, right? You're on television. I don't know. That was definitely a red flag if someone's telling you what you can and cannot put on your body. What about you guys?
It's the red, white, and blue flag. But no, I think I mean, I can't prove this, but I just think that he just didn't like her. So he just used this makeup thing. He probably was trying to like protect his image on the internet, right? Or on TV. So like if I say I like her natural look, people won't think I'm like superficial because it's like I'm trying to give her a compliment. But he just didn't like how she looked or her appearance, like totally. So I'm gonna just lean on this makeup thing, like make it a big deal. It's obviously not the issue. Like that doesn't make any sense. And for the record, like Stacey looks way different without makeup than fucking Taylor does. It's not even that crazy, like how she looks with it and without it. It's like almost the same person. But you like that he just made that up as like a reason to give her why he wasn't feeling her anymore. It's just a weird situation because it's like he's not hot. So he shouldn't be saying things like about her physical appearance because it's like, bro, you're not that hot. So like, and that could happen. Like if some people feel like they're hotter than their person is, they might feel, well, damn, like I usually bag better. That's what Bartiz thought. He's like, oh, well, sorry, bathwater. That's what he thought. He thought he was the hottest person in the room. So he was like, oh, I don't think she's matching my hot. He's not hot. That's why he did this whole thing with Raven because he's like, well, you're hot, and I'm hot. We should be here. But Raven's like, nigga, you ain't hot. It's like people don't know their hotness. So JP has no reason to be complaining about this makeup thing. However, I just think he's making it up. Like, I don't think that's his real issue. He just thought, like, I can just say this, get out of here, and then I can look okay on TV because in the end, I'm just saying I like your natural look, which he doesn't understand that that's not a positive thing because women should be able to wear whatever the fuck they want. And most women do wear makeup. It's like fucking fine. Just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's a controlling thing to me to be like, I don't like women to wear makeup. I mean, I know it's a preference, and I have friends who are married to men who don't want their wives to wear makeup. Like it's a real thing, but
like at all,
she doesn't wear makeup
because her man says that, and she's cool with that, or does she not like makeup that much?
I think you just adjust.
Why? What is he adjusting for her? Now we talking about your friend. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, you said something like I can really say something. I can't say nothing. That's their business. That's their.
If she's watching, girl.
I pray not.
Yeah, well, I have a friend that met a guy and they were chatting and he kept saying like, oh, I don't like when girls wear nail polish. And that was like a huge red flag for her. And she was like, forget you. He's like, why are you going to tell me what I can put on my hands? You're going to say you don't like it. And then I have to like adjust to you. Like, you know, you should go with what's in your lifestyle that makes sense for you. If you don't want to do your nails because that's not your thing, cool. Yeah. But like if you
also, which is like, okay, cool. You don't like nail polish, but like what, like these guys that are saying that, like, imagine a woman telling them like, oh, I hate when guys like wear white t-shirts. Is this nigga gonna fucking stop wearing white t-shirts? No, the fuck he's not. Like, what guy is gonna be okay to say this and then also take that same type of feedback if a woman says, oh, I don't like when guys have like long hair like this. Can you like cut your hair and then put a do-rag on? No, he's not cutting his fucking hair. He's not doing that. So like, who do I to fucking say what you should be doing?
I just thought it was crazy because he used it as a cop out. Just say you didn't like her because
literally
you saying someone wearing makeup is why you stopped talking. She only had makeup on the first day. So like when she didn't have makeup on the other days, you still weren't talking. And you sit here like, I've been trying. Sir, you have the easiest task in life to make a woman happy. all you got to do is talk and have a conversation. You could have went on Google, looked up like conversation starters. What questions should I ask? Like, because
Nice.
it made me. It just now when I did, I talked to Taylor. Now that you guys have seen that whole portion of it, and she said there was like pauses in the pods. So once again, I don't know if we just got to start having conversations with production, because like it could be how they framed it, but there were also like I think she said it was also issues like in the pods or like gaps of him just not really saying anything. But then it just still brings me back to, so what were y'all talking to each other about that made y'all fall in love in the first place? Because I mean,
how they edited it, it was like they fell in love on the first day. So like we're already like either these people are perfect for each other or they don't even know who the fuck they are. And I think we learned the latter.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose the latter.
People need to just be better at communicating in general. Like on these, even on dating sites, you know, you see trying to match with someone. What do you do? This. What do you like? This. There's no like back and forth. Like maybe that's what was going on there. They were just, you know, maybe she was having fun talking and he wasn't giving anything back. And she kind of internalized that as like, maybe they're having a great time. You know, like they really though, they need somebody in there helping them, like a therapist or something. We've said this like every season, but like they need somebody in there that they can talk to and like work things out, because I feel like half the time they're making these decisions, I don't know like what they're thinking about.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. Go ahead, Sharonda.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, we talked about this last week about like how like, and I made the point like, you know, the most basic remedial dating show that Netflix has is Too Hot to Handle. Of course, it's about like hot people who don't want to commit. That's like the show. But for them, they bring in like experts. And I don't got to be a therapist, just dating experts, relationship. Like, you don't have to be, everything's not about therapy, but it could be like a relationship expert, a communication expert, whatever. They bring those people into Too Hot to Handle. So these kids could like, you know, learn about connecting, opening up, all that shit. So like you bring that out on, you show that in your Netflix catalog that you do this. Love on the Spectrum, they do the same thing. Down for Love, they do the same thing. And just because these people are neurotypical, like they can still benefit from it. So it's like, why not just bring them in as part of the show? Like people have been talking about this for like, you know, all the seasons. Like, I don't think you lose anything by doing that. Like, think about it. Like, I'm not going to get into the psychology behind like people who apply for a dating show, but like you're applying to be on TV. So it's like already there's a category of people who are looking for love that would never want to go on a reality dating show. So there's already something that's like, you're willing to do this. So it's like, is there a chance that some people like might need a little help like when they get there? Like, I think, yes, I think there is. So just fucking do that like your other shows.
I think that you know what, if you guys haven't watched Down to Love or Love on the Spectrum, I honestly find like they're fantastic shows. I love like anytime a new season is out, I always watch it. And one of the things that I actually really appreciate about those shows is that they're so like their communication is just so good. Like they'll do a date and be like, hey, I just want to be friends. Like, you know, I want to be friends. I don't have a connection. Like, I feel like the honesty is just refreshing. Like nobody's wasting time.
And that's their personality. Like, because of what they're going through or what they have, like they are like their social cues are not like us. Like we're always trying to protect everyone's feelings. We're not honest all the time. So like you're 100% right. And on top of that, like when you're watching the relationship coaches and stuff like that, like what they're telling them is not any different than what they would tell people who are neurotypical. So it's like, hey, there's something here.
Yeah, and I think also too, they need to do if they're going to insist on having Nick and Vanessa, I think they should actually utilize Nick and Vanessa. If they don't want to hire like counselors or anything like that, it's clear from comments that they make that they've hit rough patches, and who better to ask than people who have actually been married and have kids and stuff. I think they need to utilize them more, of having them like just meet with the couples at least once a week. Like I'm sure they're getting a good paycheck just to do an intro at the beginning, and at the they do an intro in the beginning and when they go on vacation after the couples are picked. So like it ain't nothing for them to go visit people for a week. Like
that's a good point. And I agree. And people will say, oh, fuck Nick and Vanessa, but I think they're a couple and they've been doing this for years. So it's like they're better than nothing for counsel. Like it's like if I'm Netflix, I'm paying Nick and Vanessa just to intro them, like you said, talk to Mexico and then do a reunion. So it's like why you're wasting all that stuff for the reunion. Like, just have those conversations throughout. And I think they do a better job of that with the ultimatum. They'll call you out in the middle before you like split up. Those little big ass table dinners that they have. The host being there like, yeah, so you told her that you loved her, you didn't love her, huh? That's crazy. Like, they really be calling it out. Like, so it's like, why wouldn't you do that for your most popular show?
But I think also too, it would help with their likability as well. I think that's why the audience is so quick to just like villainize them.
Yeah, amen.
We don't have a real connection to them because it's literally just like they're glorified hosts. That's all they do is an intro and like back, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it would help overall, like, just to appreciate them. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm happy that Taylor left because I think she gave it her all. Because after 4 days, like, and also, to be clear, Taylor was very adamant. Like, I am not going to be like my parents. I will not be getting divorced. So she's very adamant that she does not want to have a marriage that ends in divorce as well. So for him, I just felt like he was, I don't know, people saying he got a secret family or something. It's crazy. I was actually watching a movie last night, May December, and one of the lines that really stuck with me is insecure people are dangerous people. And I felt like he has insecurities to work out. I'm happy that Taylor stood her ground and was just kind of like, you're not going to tell me to not wear makeup, or say, when he was gaslighting her, like, I think any woman would love to hear their man say that you don't need to wear makeup. And I think that's a big misconception that women wear makeup for men. Like, I put on makeup because sometimes I just want to beat face. And most of the time I don't have on makeup. Like, I'm not wearing it to get a man, attract a man. I just like wearing makeup. And if I'm going to wear makeup, you're going to know I have makeup on because I took time to do it.
Yeah, it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. So like for him,
also for Taylor, it's like, just let it happen. Like, it's not working. He probably immediately knew like this is not working, right? But then every scene she's complaining, he's not saying anything. And then like when they're about to leave Mexico or whatever, they're in the fucking water. He's like, I'm gonna fight for you. Like, I want this to work. Like, no, you don't. Like, just, you don't have to say that if you don't mean it. So it's like she's probably confused. Like, damn, this nigga don't talk all day, and then now he's telling me I'm gonna fight for you. Like, just let it fizzle. Like, just let it die if you want it to die.
Then it seemed like he was also trying to make her feel bad because he's like, I don't want you to like give up on me. Like, I don't want you to, to like leave me. And it's like, well, if you're not giving anything, how do you expect someone to stick around? Like,
he definitely put the blame on her because he was like, you've been wanting to leave since you got here. Like, you haven't been trying. And I was like, she the only one who been talking for us for 4 days. Like, what you mean she not trying? I'm happy she stood her ground. I think she needed to leave him because it was like, first of all, the audacity of you to like tell me I'm fake because I had on makeup. That blew my mind. Like, I was just like, I'm fake because I got on makeup. Like, AP, what? It was. He had a lot of nerve. I'm not gonna talk about nobody's looks, but the audacity of him.
You could talk about his looks because he's not hot. He's not in shape, and he dresses terrible. Like, that's not like being mean. That's a fucking fact. And some people don't need that. Like, his face is his face. Great. He could wear whatever he wants. That's how you want to dress. Great. You don't want to go to the gym? Great. You've accepted that. So like, who are you? Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, I could take this makeup off right now. Can you bench press 200 pounds right now? No, you can't.
He can work up to that though.
Yeah, he could, but he doesn't. So it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about how I look. I'm willing. We shop at Walmart, like, which is fine. Walmart, they got good prices. Cool. But it's like, you're worried about her appearance and you're willing to go out on a date with your woman wearing the flag. It's cool to love the flag. Love that for you. Do your thing. I love this country too. Maybe in a different way.
It's against flag code. I just want to keep throwing that out there. He's actually disrespecting the flag. And
that's what. But yeah, of course, I said, yeah. So it's okay to love the flag. You wearing it every day, that means you don't care about how you look. Like, you look stupid. So like, you're so focused on her appearance. Are you thinking about how you look? Like, have you thought about that?
I think he was thinking about, how do I look on camera? Let me try to say the thing that's gonna sound, like I'm a good person. Oh, well, I like you without makeup. Oh, well, I'm going to fight for you. You're just saying it. You're not showing it. Actions speak louder than words.
I thought she was bad with and without makeup. I was kind of jealous at how good she was.
She was beautiful.
Yeah. So like, it is what it is. I'm happy that she left, like, stood her ground. And that's what makes
impressive. I like that.
Yeah, and that's why I believe that she was here for the right reasons. Because anybody else, like, well, let me just get the camera time and be miserable for the next 4 weeks so we can still be on TV.
Yeah.
Like,
She was here for the right reasons. Also, in the first episode or first 2 episodes, she tells us, the crowd, like she had a problem like with self-love and choosing herself and all that shit. So it's like, damn, this is like a real moment of like, no, fuck you. Here's take your ring back. I'm doing me. Like,
She did it.
so it's like it's probably something that would have been harder for her in her past or whatever. So it was like, damn, girl, good for you.
I love
That's
that.
a great point. Yeah.
Can we talk about Stacey and Izzy? Yeah, that's their name, Stacey and Izzy. We talked about the whole interaction. I don't know what.
Yeah, we could talk about the house.
Yeah. Okay. So
the house and the house stuff and the apartment stuff, and it's like the money issue, and then it's like his apartment. I think those are like the bigger stories for them for these episodes.
And like meeting the families, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's Stacey. Can y'all hear that?
No.
Okay. It's clear that Stacey's family comes from money. You know, they vacation in France every year. And I actually thought the family meeting actually went better than I thought it was gonna go. Like, I felt like the dad, low key, he gonna just get Izzy a job, like in the family business or something, and make sure that he's making enough money to take care of his daughter. I feel like he seemed cool. And I'm happy he was like, it's clear I didn't raise no cheap biche, okay? Like, she got money, so like you need to make sure that you have money to take care of her. But what did you think about the whole Stacey? Stacey's a lot for me. I just felt like the things that Stacey was getting upset about were very trivial things, because I actually think Izzy is a good guy. Like, I think he's trying to give it his all with her, and I think he's taken a lot of verbal lashings from her. Like, and still, I don't know if I would have made it past the last argument they had, because she's been doing a lot.
Yeah, it's a very similar situation to, and I forget everybody's name, but maybe this was last season or maybe it was 2 seasons ago. But the couple who was like in the same situation, the girl came from money, the skinny guy who didn't really have money like that.
Alyssa and
you know what I'm talking about, like she
country
had dark
guy.
hair. Yeah, the country guy. It was like a very similar dynamic, and
Brennan and I know.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly. It was very close to that.
If her daddy looks like, just let me know.
Yeah, Stacey is way, like, I think that girl was a little a little much. Stacey is a little more, like, I guess, like level-headed and chill than that woman was. But it's a very similar situation. It's a very similar house dynamic. You know, say Izzy goes to meet her family, and they all just like smell like money, and they can smell his broke ass coming a mile away. But in the end, they was like, the dad was cool. The conversation with the dad was cool. The sisters know this nigga's broke, and they probably not feeling it all the way. But he made it out of that situation all right. But I think it's weird that Stacey and her family find the need to tell Izzy how expensive it is to just be with Stacey. It's just kind of uncomfortable. Like, so you're just meeting for the first time, and you're telling this guy, like, sometimes love is first class tickets. Like,
but they
is it?
I mean,
they're getting married.
It's a warning of like, this is the lifestyle that you need to live up to. Because, you know, if you have a super different lifestyle, maybe you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't have the bandwidth for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Erin, she brought up the fucking passport thing and tell her family. Then she talks about how the dude got paper plates and stuff, which is like, yeah, cool. You can complain about that. That's fine. But like, does my mom and dad and sisters need to know that this nigga has paper plates? Like, he doesn't want to keep them. He probably wants real plates. Like, he's not like, you will never change me, I will always have paper plates. Like, he just was like, look, I'm trying to give you this
sometimes you
as
want
I
to
am.
throw out a plate and you don't want to do the dishes. What's the problem with that? I've never seen.
I think the problem was that he only has paper. It's like he just like exclusively.
I think that's. I'm gonna push back on this. Okay, because I do feel as though you have to know who you are marrying. Okay, like I am someone, I do like to fly first class. Now, I don't do it if it's a 2-hour trip. It's not that serious to me. But like, if we're going somewhere, I do feel like you need to understand the financial lifestyles that people are living. Like, if I worked hard to pay off my debt so I can live a luxurious life, that is what I deserve, and that's what I actually work hard to do. And I think that if you're somebody who hey, I'm very adamant about saving money and not spending money, because I also have people who've had to adjust their financial lifestyle because of the partner that they married. I think that is really important for people to have discussions. And this is why I definitely don't think that Stacey and Izzy were having the right discussions, because I do need to know, like, are you in debt? I need to know, like, what is your lifestyle? What's your travel lifestyle? Like, where do you like to live? Like, those are really important things. Like, it's so important, especially like with our generation. Like, we're drowning in college debt. Like, that is a deal breaker. Your finances, like, people literally get divorced over finances. So he does need to know, like, this girl lives like a life. You can look at them, like the little things that they said. She ain't never worked did a hard day's worth of living in her life. She has lived the soft life her entire childhood. So I don't know. I felt like those were valid questions. Now, their personal arguments they were having, I just felt like she was doing too much. And I feel like these are the moments when you kind of understand why certain people are single, but I didn't think it was
and I also think she finds it like, yes, he's probably broke, which is not good. But I also feel like she's used to kind of like being in charge and complaining about things dating. And like he doesn't have, like, on paper, he doesn't have that much stuff to complain about. Like, you know, he's trying to do the right thing. He's nice. He's like, he treats her nice and kind and says nice things. So like when she's at his house, it's kind of like she was like looking for beef. Like, oh, what's this drawer? Like, and he's like, yeah, I kept this shit. Like I don't need it. I just wanted you to see like how I really was living. Like I could have thrown it out, but I was like, I'm trying to be honest and tell you like this is how I was moving. He's like, he's young, not young, but he's just like, he's a little younger than her. So like he's not thinking like, oh, I should just get rid of this. Cause he's like, most people be like, all right, he's 28, 29, she's maybe 31, something. I don't know.
No, he was living as a bachelor.
Age thing.
No. He was living like a true bachelor, and like his crib compared to like probably most of his peers, like boys like that live alone at that age, his place she was probably way ahead. So it's just like I feel like she was just like trying to find stuff to like link into, like, and then he doubled down because he could have been like, you're right. He's like, look, if I made you dinner and I gave it to you, I made you a nice dinner and I gave it to you on these paper plates, you're telling me you would judge me. She's like, absolutely yes, which is like, you're ignoring the whole point of like making someone dinner. It's like the whole like it's a camaraderie of like they took time, they made a crafted meal. It's like a real love language. It's like serving someone food and feeding them. How it's presented shouldn't be as big of a deal as what you're doing. How like and then like the fact that you wanted to do this for this person. So I was just like, maybe she's just dragging it because she just like feels like, oh, I gotta like find something to complain about, because I feel like the money thing will be the biggest problem, but I feel like she's like, damn, he doesn't do enough. He doesn't have enough red flags for me to be like, all right, just drag him right away. So I'm like, I'm just going to nitpick on whatever I find in here.
And then maybe that's her personality. And then that shows you something too. If that's, you know, are you compatible in that way? If these certain things are more important to you than they are to someone else. And then it just made me start thinking, is that why then maybe he went and had these like arguments with Lydia and Johnny to try to get more screen time so that after the show, he can start making more money?
Yeah. She didn't call him broke in the pod. She said that he had a bad credit score, which maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, as someone, I just wanted to let the people know out there, you can have a bad credit score. It's okay. I had a bad credit score. Okay, I was in the 500s in my credit score, and I had lost my job and everything. But I just want to say right here, right now, that my credit is almost close to 800. Okay, so you can change. You can change your life. That's why I feel like there's a difference of not having money. I feel like we also need to see potential in people as well. Like, he's only 29. Like, I didn't get my credit together until I was like in my 30s. So I feel
and also at no point go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, at no point did she say like, look, I'll help you with it, or like if it like the sisters are like, you feel like you're in the right career path, and he kind of was like, not really. It's like at no point that they're like, well, you know, that's something you guys could work on, or like maybe like fucking this girl's dad could fucking help you out. Like at no point was it like, all right, no, cool, we'll work through this. Like we'll get you right. It was just like, look, we had a suitcase full of shoes and we went to the south of France. What's up?
I will say though,
give me a band or a boulder. That's what she told him.
I will say though that she did ask him several times about his finances, and like they had a whole conversation. you know, when they were at his apartment, where he kind of was like, no, everything's good. Like, yeah, I can handle this. And then it's only
At her
towards the
house.
end. Yeah, at her house. And then it's only towards the end where she was like, well, wait, so every time I've asked you, you haven't been honest and said with the, well, I wanted to wait till we had like we've been together having a moment. This is the second time, at least on camera, that they've talked about it. So like,
are you gonna feel comfortable after you done met her rich ass daddy? Been in this house that this expensive house that she just renovating just because this gold plated like silver.
You're not gonna tell the truth. It's gonna come out eventually.
I mean, you know, you're right, but I was just like,
if anything, it probably was worse because he waited to tell her versus if he was just like, well, let's talk about it now. Actually, yeah, I do have, you know, this financial issue or like whatever, versus waiting after she's already asked multiple times.
I do think that he should be honest, but I don't think Stacey necessarily creates an environment where you won't feel judged for like telling the truth.
Right? He kept saying, I feel like I'm not good enough for you, and maybe that's just from seeing everything with, you know, issues with paper plates and wanting first class flights and, you know, all this stuff, being like, maybe I can't provide this, but I don't want to say that I can't provide it.
Even
fake it till I make it, or until you find out.
Even when they were talking about like he wants to split bills 50-50 and stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, I feel like these are questions that I would naturally ask in a 5-hour date.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these would be natural questions, like how do you see, like, what is a marriage like in a financial sense to you? Because there are people, I have friends who they pay all the bills and they tell their wife to do whatever they want with their paycheck. And I have other people, we go 50-50 and we have separate bank accounts, but we have a joint bank account. There are a lot of differences of how people handle finances in a relationship. So it still just has me going back. This is why I always felt like Stacey was in it to win it. But what was y'all talking about though? Because it seemed like y'all were just talking about dancing and smashing. So
he said he had more fun with her, but he talked about deeper things, right, with Johnny. So maybe that's what it was. They were having fun chatting, but not going deep.
Yeah, I mean, because
he wasn't able to get vulnerable.
Yeah, because I just and that is a big thing. Like, let's make a plan. Let's figure out how to pay off this debt. Like, you know, people having debt, unless you got like millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. But like, I mean, I feel like everybody has had debt. Like, if you went to school, you got debt. Like, I didn't feel like that was as much of a deal breaker to me, or for her to like.
And I don't think, like, there's no way she doesn't already know this. I know you said that they didn't talk enough about that stuff in the pause, but like, you know where your family's coming from money wise and where you're coming from. You should know where he's coming from, which is like not a place of like a lot of like of affluence. So it's like, I thought she was basically telling us, the world, and you know, I'm choosing you, I'm taking you as you are. So it's like, do you want this guy or not? Because it's like, you know that he doesn't have it. So it's like, do you want him or not? Because it's okay to, like, for a woman to make more money than her man, of course. But she just didn't get, like, she was giving me like, I love you as you are, but also like, I need first class.
And yeah, them housing things, they really do be costing a lot. Like, I didn't want y'all to think that Stacey was over exaggerating. Like, when certain things in the house messes up, it is a lot. Like, you need money to take care of it.
He's like, $20K for your AC. Like, I don't even have cups. What are you talking about?
Hey,
what are we doing here?
There's nothing wrong with paper plates and cups. Like, who feel like washing dishes every day? I don't.
Shalonda, not only is it terrible for the environment, but you know, if you went to a man's house and that's all he had, you'd be like, all right, that's interesting. Like, I don't often come across that.
Maybe he's not home a lot, or
I don't really expect men to like. I just feel like how Milton's house was. I thought Milton's house was actually very immaculate. I thought Izzy's house was immaculate for a man. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to a man's house to like really have expectations on what that's stuff that women change. Like, you're not going to be choosing out silverware or dishes anyway. So like, that's going to be something that I do. That's not something I just want to go to your house and know that you're clean. That would really be my only, are you a clean person? Like, I'm not really.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed decently clean. He had his shoes on the bed though, but that's just a white thing.
Honey, you know they be taking me through it. But
I mean, he ain't even all the way white, but he did it.
I was like, the stuff you're worried about, it don't make sense. Even him having the drawer of like girl stuff, is it weird? It is, but I can see a man being like, well, maybe the next girl might need a bobby pin or something. Like, you know, I'll just leave it here in case somebody else needs it.
None of that was. I was like, girl, just relax. Like,
yeah, I was like, girl, why are you so mad?
Like, it's like if you found out that he threw it away the day before, you'd hate that because he's like, oh, what are you hiding? And it's like, then this guy's trying to be like, all right, well, let me just put it all on the table. You're mad about that. Like, it's like, just be happy that he's okay to show you this. Like, this is how you're getting this. Like, I want you to see this is what you have.
Yeah, it was just a lie. I don't know about them because I feel like that money thing, and I'm still never gonna let go of Johnny's comment about like he got something shady going on with finances. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But while we talk about Johnny, how do you feel about Johnny and Chris getting together? Because I'm annoyed.
Trash.
I mean, I was happy when he was like, I'm not gonna like just go with you, just to go with you. Like when she was like backtracking off of Izzy and going back to him. Wait, yes, off of Izzy. I'm like,
Izzy dumped her, and then she tried to go back to Chris.
Immediately, just be like, okay, well, let's get engaged then, because like that did feel like fake. Like she's just desperate to pick whoever because her choice didn't go with her. I guess after the fact, if they met and they like each other and they can get over it, like maybe they don't feel like what was in the pods was that serious, that whatever went on. So like if they're happy, like good for them. But I don't think there needs to be a whole like drama of like, let's ruin what they have, or like, things play out as they're supposed to. So if they're supposed to be together, I guess they will be. And if they're not, it won't last.
It seems so odd to me because Chris, and I don't know him personally, he just seems like a nice fellow.
He seemed like the nice
like,
one.
I didn't see any like crazy red flags in the pods, and then it's just like, here we are, like she could be just manipulating him like to look a certain way because Johnny had this whole stupid conversation with her. I mean, Johnny and Izzy had that stupid conversation. Conversation was stupid, but she came back and told Chris the wrong things like that Izzy wasn't saying. Is it a chance that it just wasn't on camera? Maybe, but you're having a discussion and then you go back and tell Chris like, hey, Izzy said this about me. Oh, why did he say that? And then Chris is like, what the hell? That guy doesn't matter. He's not in a relationship, but she just made that all up. So it's like, you got this, like Chris will believe anything. Like he's like a little kid. You could just tell like he still like believes in Santa Claus and stuff. And like the Easter Bunny, like he's just so pure. He just like, well, she said this. Why would she lie about it? Like, because she's manipulated, because she wants a good man. Like she has to lie to trap you enough till you marry her, and then then she got a good husband. Like it's just a weird situation. Like Johnny don't got to be lying about that shit. Like he already likes you. Just fucking chill.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of it was cut out because even some of what Izzy was saying, I was like, is that what she said? Like when he was saying to Stacey, like, oh, she just said that we're sketchy, and like that wasn't really what the conversation was. Sort of. I don't know.
I just felt like
he was trying to say, like, she tells Chris that, oh, like, why would Izzy say that you said I was sketchy? And then Chris is like, I never called you sketchy. And Izzy didn't say that Chris said that.
I feel like they were just trying to.
But it also, sorry, but before, just the last thing, she did tell them two different things about like ending up with Chris and Johnny, and then he's trying to just call her out for that. Izzy just trying to call her out for that, and then Chris had a problem with that in the pods because it was true. Like she told them two opposite things. Like Netflix is like, we got it on camera. We'll just show you. They showed us right in that moment that she was lying about it. Like, and it's something super stupid to lie about. Like,
I personally felt like Izzy was jealous that I think Izzy wants to be wanted as well. Like, even something that rubbed me the wrong way about Izzy is when Lydia had came in and she was like, I was so happy that it was you that I was talking to. He was like, yes. And then he broke up with her. Like, Izzy wants to be desired because I think Izzy is very insecure. He wants to be desired. I also think this probably goes back to the childhood trauma that he kind of, had going on. But he was happy when Lydia wanted him, but then he broke up with her. And then I felt like he was upset I think he was really upset that Johnny got with Chris, like that she went back to Chris. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, I broke up with you. So like, if you went back to Chris, like,
why should I care?
Yeah. Why should you care? And I think he was bothered by that. I think he was bothered that she still got to be happy, which is another thing about I had an issue with. But yeah, go ahead.
Maybe he just likes the drama. Like, oh, like this is sort of like a, I don't know, a gossipy thing. Oh, well, she ended up with him, but she already told me she loved me like 4 times. You know, like some people want to be like in the drama. Maybe he likes the tea.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't see Chris watching this back like how we're watching it, and then still. I mean, if they're together, and I'm not on the Reddits and all that shit, so I don't know like the new shit, whatever. But like, I just can't imagine Chris watching this back and then being like, I still love Johnny. Like he's gonna see some wild shit.
I don't think they're together. I tried to ask Chris, he wouldn't tell me, but there's no way I could just see that relationship working. And also too, they haven't seen the show. They're watching the show real time because I talked to them 2 weeks ago. They hadn't seen the show yet. So they're seeing it
cool.
time when we're seeing it.
That might impact people's relationships.
I think it definitely will. I think it definitely will impact relationships. But let's talk about Lydia and Milton. I don't really, I actually feel like they're the most secure couple. As much ish that I talked about them, they seem like the most normal couple outside of. Was this the block of episodes where she met the family?
Mm-hmm.
She did.
This is the block of episodes where like this ends with the Uche Lydia showdown about calling her out for the Instagram stalking. This is the pod reunion. This is where episode 7 ends.
So they never met families, or in the
not Lydia hasn't met his family yet.
Okay, so I can hold that
in this block of episodes 5 through 7.
Okay, we'll ask the people in the group chat. Can someone tell us if next week? Okay, next week. Okay. I won't talk about it then. Actually, they're fine together. I feel like Lydia, I don't really like the jokes of Lydia making fun of his age because sometimes I feel like when people joke like that, like do it be something hidden in the midst of all of that or not? But I don't know. He did say when he said only girls have bad sex. I was like, Milton, I'm gonna need you to live a little bit, but it's okay. I don't know.
I get what he was just saying. Like I get what he was saying.
I low-key agree with him for a moment because I was just like, well, a man said that, so that would make sense to me.
Right, exactly. But it's weird to make fun of his age, but they just have one of those weird troll relationships, which I hate. Like, because she's making fun of his age, but he makes fun of her accent or the words that she doesn't know. So it's like they're both doing this stupid young ass trolling dating thing. It's just like, which I hate. So it's like it does go both ways. Like they're both.
It does because
each other.
He made me mad too because I like when she was like, I didn't take 3,000 classes, and he was like, why not? She's like, because I was smart. I took 3,000 or higher, and I was like, let him know because I feel like people probably do try Lydia, like she's not intelligent, but I think she's definitely book smart. She just be extra everywhere else.
Yeah, and it's like we're talking about a geologist here. Like, I'm not going to challenge her intelligence and about the words she do or don't know. Like, she knows 2 languages and I barely know 1. So like, who the fuck am I to be like, oh, this girl's fucking trash, or whatever? She's just annoying as hell. Like, I could just say that. It don't got to be her intelligence. She's just kind of annoying. They're the most stable couple because like we don't got a lot to go off.
Yeah, but ain't a lot that happened with them. I know she getting her back blown out. And I'm happy for her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her too. I mean, it's a rare connection to have like this geologist and like this engineer who like understands what she's going through. Like that's a great way to connect. Like that's like it's hard to find that. Like so I'm sure that's what's carrying them. They're like their nerdiness. But we'll see how far it carries them.
Yeah, I ain't really got no notes for them this week. Next week I'm gonna have notes, but I don't really have notes. I think they're in their honeymoon phase, so it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Kristen, you got any thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like to me like they bond over their nerdiness and that they, have similar senses of humor. They do seem like they're into each other. But I mean, I guess everybody, like both couples, seem super into each other when you compare them to JP and Taylor's, Mexico trip. So,
you don't think that Lydia is attracted to Milton?
I think she is.
I'm sorry, I was laughing to myself because in my head I was like, she attracted to this dick, but like I just
good. That's good. This motherfucker 6'7". What we doing?
Oh my goodness, I can't.
Yeah. Oh my
The dude
God.
is like, he's attractive. He's a good looking guy. He's 6'7". I get it.
He's
I
the
didn't even
tour
see
guide.
that.
Y'all are ridiculous. You haven't seen Spy Kids?
Good banta.
You never watched Spy Kids?
Nah, don't drag me.
Okay.
Someone really called me out for that the other day too. I was like, damn, Spy Kids is really trending. That's crazy.
Well, they just had the new movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, what was everybody talking about? I'm too short for 6'7".
And this is
6'7". I mean, I'm fucking too short for 6'7".
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like Lydia just want to be
That's true. I think Lydia is attracted to anyone who will love her. So I think, like what I was saying before, I think she would go with anybody as long as they will take her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to find the guy that also likes rocks, that you got to think it could last a little.
Yeah, that is true.
That hairline, it ain't bad as Uche's.
You feel like our reading on most of the cast is way off.
Tell us what you really think, then.
I mean, I think
He meant dragging us. He's like JP's a real good dude.
Instead of trying to drag us, but do your thing, boo. I'm just sending you peace and love. Okay.
Yeah. No, but you could put in the chat like what
I would love to hear your thoughts on why you
tell
feel like our reading is off, and we would love to discuss that.
But we still got to talk about Uche and Lydia.
I was saving the best for last because I gotta go to this interview soon. There is a new Spy Kids movie called Spy Kids Armageddon on Netflix. Okay.
That's for Spy Kids, y'all. If y'all didn't watch Spy Kids, go watch that. What y'all doing with y'all life? Damn, crazy.
Okay, let's talk about Uche, Lyche, and
Lyche.
Yeah, because all he do is lie, get on my damn nerves. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I truly believe that the only reason that Lyche wanted to meet up with Aaliyah in the first place is because he just wanted to get his lick back. He wanted to come out on top, and he wanted to stay in the relationship. And while I do think that they deserve that, I do think Aaliyah needed to talk to him instead of just leaving and running away. I felt like she once again just let him get way too much off and didn't really give him any pushback. And he upsets me because he also just wanted to, even when he went back to basically do a smear campaign on Lydia, because even if she is a stalker, and Lydia, I'm very disappointed that you would really go look at all of his friends' stories, not on your burner account. Like, girl, that's like stalking 101. And I don't even call that stalking. Everybody goes to their
It's really not.
I will be checking social friends. Like, people do that just in general. So you just don't do it from your account so they don't see your name. But
like, there's such a difference. Like, these people are posting public Instagram stories on their public pages, and she's looking at them. She can make a whole profile, have someone private, friend requested them, watch their shit, screenshot, message them. Like, bro, you really mad that she's looking at Instagram stuff that's public?
He mad he got caught, and that was my issue. You're mad that you got caught. You're mad that Lydia outed you and took away this facade that you're this great guy because you ain't ish. And you're mad that Lydia still got to have the relationship with somebody else. And you wanted to come on this show and you wanted to make her seem like a stalker. You wanted to make it seem like she's crazy or that she's a liar when you were just smashing this girl 3 months ago. So obviously the stalking wasn't that much for you because you were still allowing her to come to your house and smash. So I didn't understand it. And I really, even when I was frustrated with Aaliyah, because it's like, do you not know how to stand up for yourself? Like, even when I talked to her, she was still on this, like, I don't know if she just wanted to be a better person and just be like, I'm above it. But that kind of gave me room for pause as well, because it's just like, do you just not communicate or know how to affect, like, I don't know. The whole situation is just weird to me that she continued to let this man shit on her at every single turn without holding him accountable. I don't know.
He was so harsh to her the whole time, like from the beginning when she like revealed, about cheating in the past, when maybe he has things that he should be revealing too, so they could be honest with each other. I felt like he was just so harsh to her. And like you said, I really think that he was going back to just be like, well, I want the final word. I want to end this, which I've seen like people do that before. Like someone did that to my friend where like she dumped him and he was like, no. Stayed with her for another week just so he could dump her and be the one that had the power. And it's like, what kind of person are you to have to need that? But also, I feel like he was also maybe trying to set the stage and get in her head a little bit about like what was really going on here. Well, why were me and Lydia both here? Oh, well, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, what would we do? Come on the show and be in love, and we could have just been in love at home then. I think that they might have really set this up to be there because they wanted more screen time and to be the, just because you're a villain of a reality show doesn't mean that you're not going to get attention and get money after, like maybe they wanted to go viral. Maybe they wanted to, why are anybody on these shows, Do they really, you think you're only there to find love? You want the clout too, right? Like otherwise you would just go on a dating site or go find and pay money for a private matchmaker. You're on this show for a reason. I could totally see if they plan to both get on the show so that they can be like, okay, we're going to set this up or we're going to have like some drama and so that we're going to get a lot of screen time. Perfect. You think that that's not possible? Like, I think that's totally feasible that could be the reason why, especially, people that want to be on a reality show like that.
Hey, that matchmaking costs a lot. I just want to let y'all know it is thousands of dollars because I've looked into it. I've looked into a couple. You're like, the cheapest I've seen is like $1,000 is the cheapest that I've seen for a matchmaker. It's really
you need that Netflix to give you that discount on that on Simonti.
Yeah, I was gonna say go on Indian matchmaking or Jewish matchmaking.
Something, because honey, them prices, woo, they pricing.
Prices ain't pricing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Aaliyah is great, and I have a hard time wondering why she likes him so much. So that I'm questioning myself, like maybe is Aaliyah not great? Because I really want to believe that she's great. Like I really like that girl. But I'm like, is something crazy that you would still be following this dude? I don't know. And also, like, the Instagram shit is nonsense. The taking pictures of my house is also nonsense. But if Lydia really did, plan to meet him on the show, that's crazy. And if they plan to do it together, then like I just hate both of their sides of the argument, like, which is rare. Like I hate Uche's arguments and I hate Lydia's arguments because then she tries to like throw in, oh, and you cheated, or like what? You're saying that now, but when you got to the pods, you wanted to keep dating him.
Mm-hmm. None of their stuff ever lined up. Even her, like Lydia telling Aaliyah, "Oh no, I'm not into him. I don't like him anymore." But then, oh no, sorry, telling Lydia, I do kind of sorry, too many names. Telling Aaliyah, "Oh, I do kind of like him. Like we never really resolved anything." But then telling Milton, "No, I don't like him anymore. Like I'm all about you." Like you're leaving the window open and like. Why? Because this man clearly doesn't like you. Whatever you guys are setting up, like he's coming across like he doesn't like any of the people that he's talking to and is kind of just giving off red flags in general, the way he's speaking to women.
Yes, none of them are perfect, but there's different levels, like to the comment.
Yeah.
There's different levels to like how people move. We are all flawed, like I always say, like, but the way Uche moves and is willing to speak to that woman, like, yeah, it's one thing. Like if she acted weird with him in like the, outside the show, blocking, unblocking, follow, unfollow, like all that is whatever. That's like typical social media stuff. But like the idea that Uche can talk to this woman that kind of way, who you didn't even meet that girl before, like you're really like trying to shade this person, like you're like that's your daughter. And like we're not having the same conversation. Like Aaliyah moving a little weird and like blocking this guy or ghosting him, like that's an immature response to like dating. But like this dude is also speaking to her in a way that's like wildly disrespectful, and she never talked to him like that when she could have. After she found out that he just smashed Lydia 3 months ago, she came into the pods, had him let him explain his piece, took his apology, and said, "Let's move on." Yeah. We're not on the same game. Like we're just not. I will never concede that Uche is not terrible.
Yeah, I feel like I would have done what Aaliyah did. I would have been like, the minute there's like red flags, crazy drama, I don't want it. I would have left. I would have left too. I feel like you're not going to leave if you want to stay in the drama, and you're like seeking that for more screen time. But like, yeah, if you're like really dedicated to like, I was trying to find love and like, this is too much, that mashup of Lydia just saying every fact about Uche, like I would have left too.
Crazy. It's like, that's like too much. Cause like Aaliyah told that girl, like, look, I don't want to hear anything. Like I'm willing to work through and be your friend. I'm willing to still date this dude, Uche. I just don't want to hear nothing. Then the fucking Lydia tells her everything. It's like, these people are like Lydia and Milton. That's why it seems okay. But like when you take Lydia out of that and just bring her back to this Uche drama, it's like, it's just so sloppy. Like the fact that Lydia still wants to play this awkward game, this messy game with Uche, just is like a red flag. If I was Milton, I'd be like, why the fuck do you care about this shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's up, girl?
I think my internet had went out for a little bit.
Nah, that's all good. Uche just hacked your fucking live stream and just pulled the plug on your ass.
Look, at the end of the day, I felt like that whole argument was messy. I did like Miriam dragging him dragging Miriam, because I was like, Miriam trying to get her lick back. But Miriam, I still want you to tell us what is your
y'all in the future. You know that Miriam ain't dragging until next week.
Oh damn. Okay.
Sounds good. Spoiler alert: Miriam is back. Yeah.
Sorry,
that's my point. And we can end. But a lot of people have been coming to Uche's defense, and again, he's not Adolf Hitler. He hasn't killed anyone. But as far as what I see on my TV screen, I think he's a terrible person when it comes to dating. I don't got to date this dude. I don't got to be his friend. All I can do is tell you that I hate how he speaks to people. It seems crazy. It seems like we've all known that type of person, and I would never want anyone that I was close with in my family or my friends dating a nigga like that. And that's all I got to say. And it ain't because it's fucking Nigerian, so don't even start.
I think Uche is bad. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that, because at the end of the day, this man let this woman feel like she was less than for being honest with him about her past. That is a devil. And I'm sorry, and I know this might seem very extreme, but for me to be open and honest to somebody, and then for you to make me feel less than, knowing that you have an even greater secret that actually actively affects me, that's just nasty business. That's nasty work. It's bad. And then for you to then come into a group, come on camera to slander somebody else that you have been intimate with, when you were just crying about this person, saying that you wanted this person to have a good life, to have a good husband, and for you to then switch that narrative to she's a stalker and she's this and she's that. I think any man that will literally tear down someone else's character of who they are to assassinate their character because they don't want to hold themselves accountable, that is not a good person. That is not any quality of a person that I would want to be in my life, to be my friend, to be my lover, and yet alone my husband. So I think that it might seem like people are going in on Uche, but I just really think, like, if you really sit and think about everything that this man said, he's a devil in sheep's clothing. Like, this is literally the type of person that you stay far away from. Like,
you're spitting facts, but I also want to add, think about it. Aaliyah's secret about, no, not secret, Aaliyah cheating on her man 2 years ago, no one would ever know that. Like, no one knows this nigga, like, no one cares. She chose to bring that up. Uche's secret, or Uche's confession that he didn't confess, like, that 100% was going to come out. So, like, the type of personality of a person who's willing to drag a stranger who you apparently love about cheating with a nigga, 2 years ago that you don't even care about or know about, while you have something crazier that you know is going to get revealed, like, that's just a level, like, I just can't comprehend that. So, like, you're not moving the same. So that's why I always will drag Uche.
I have no sympathy. There's no sympathy. You're saying she's a stalker. You introduced her to your friends. How'd she meet your friends? Because you introduced her to your friends. How does she even know your friends to go stalk them? Because you introduced her. You slept with this woman on multiple occasions just 3 months ago. So for you to have this whole narrative just to try to save face that you're just a terrible person that you are is really crazy to me. He is like that person who makes you feel like you're dumb. And I can see Lydia like feeling crazy. Like, you like this dude. He introduced you to his friends and you're at his house and all these things, and he presents himself. He's like the guy. When I started watching, I was like, oh, Uche's like a really good guy. But like, no, he's not a good person. Yeah, and so for you to meet somebody that you think is a catch, he's a lawyer and he has his own business. Like, you feel like you didn't met the cream of the crop. And then he dogging you out because it's clear he was cheating on her.
Mhm.
I don't know if they were like, I don't know if they were actually in a relationship or not, but it's clear that Uche never took her serious. He even said that he broke things off because even he felt like, I don't like her. So it's clear she likes me more than I like her. So I don't know.
You even
We
heard
didn't even talk about that phone call that they had when she left the show, like how he spoke to her there. Like I'm all about like keeping that same energy, and a lot of these like battles that
very
people have on these
cold.
shows, it's always like the hit for hit. This girl's talking crazy, I'm gonna talk crazy. He just constantly talks crazy to her, and she's just a nice person. Like she's obviously like she got to stand up for herself. Of course, I wish I could tell her like, girl, like fucking just tell this nigga like kill yourself. But like it don't make no sense. It's like unprompted. So it's like if they can't do this now, shaking hands for the first time, ain't no way 40, like what are you gonna do 40 years with this dude? Like he will be beating your ass in a year.
I mean, you even heard Milton say like, if I had known this like stuff, like I wouldn't have pursued things with Lydia. Maybe Aaliyah wouldn't have pursued things with Uche. You know, like it kind of is just like a long con manipulation of just like, why are you keeping this a secret? Is this something you guys chose to do? Is this something that you planned, or is this something that the producers told you to do? Like, you know, it really is kind of messing with the entire, it's sort of like having this manipulation on top of the entire experiment.
I feel like Uche was like, how dare this woman who's beneath me? Like it was given that type of energy.
Are you on mute? I can't hear you. Damn, did my shit go out? Kirsten, you here?
Yeah,
Can you hear me, Kirsten?
All right, hold on, let me fix
Not you manipulating me, having me thinking that my volume is out. Okay, no, I'm just playing. Oh, I wonder, can he even hear us though? Dang, he didn't even hear my joke. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't like Uche. I'm never going to have an ounce of. I just can't empathize with him because he's just such a terrible person on so many different levels. But I don't know.
Here, a great lawyer, but not a great person.
Yeah, absolutely not. I agree that Aaliyah was very immature.
Flaws, got it. Like that don't mean that Uche's moving at the same level of crazy. Like Aaliyah's doing a little things that are immature. She should have left his ass. No problem. Like Aaliyah's not perfect, but what Uche's doing, it don't match. It's like you're at the grocery store and someone's pushing the cart and they hit the back of your ankle with the thing. And, oh my bad, and then you fucking punch him in the face. Like it just don't equate. Like yes, they were wrong for hitting you in the back of the fucking ankle with the shopping cart. You punch them in the face. It don't match up. Like yes, no one is perfect on this show. But the way that Uche moves is insane. And I don't want to be around anyone that moves like that if I'm trying to find someone to date.
Yeah. Even if Aaliyah is immature, like I think he's still a bad person. It doesn't change him being a bad person. And honestly, I think they took it. I think Lydia and Uche took advantage of Aaliyah's insecurity. And
like to like just be like a nice person and be forgiving and be open-minded. Like they took advantage of all that shit.
Yeah.
But I guess it's to tell the story, right? Because in the first episode, at the end of the first episode, you're seeing like, wait, why is Lydia saying like you're just like me? And it's sort of like it feels weird that she says that, but like you don't really get the reveal of that till episode 4. So it's just the plot of the story, right?
Chris, you echoing?
Oh, now am I?
Not you. Is
oh. So it's sort of like they're plotting out the story as if it's a script. Oh, here, let's put in this teaser. In the first episode, oh, wait, why is she saying it like that? Oh, here we are in episode 4. Now we have the big reveal. It's like watching something fictional almost. I don't know, these producers.
No, I definitely agree. I think everybody has to hold themselves accountable, okay? I think that even in Izzy's situation, Izzy needs to do a better job of holding himself accountable because the way that even he was like had this hard on for attacking Johnny, it's just a bit much. It was Uche and Johnny and Izzy like really showed their behinds to me because I've just never seen men so obsessed with trying to like make somebody else look bad to make themselves feel better. That was just really crazy to me. Like I don't know. Like Izzy kind of irked me a lot. He did a lot of things that irked my spirit as well. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I think a lot of people just they need to get their lives together. Honestly, every season I just be like, I think people will benefit more from therapy than finding love, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. This season for me really felt like such a downer. Like I thought last season, even though there was a lot of like big twists and kind of crazy stuff, even like, I don't know, I felt like even the other subjects, like, were supporting each other, like the men were supporting each other and the women were supporting each other. And, you had like some relationships like Tiffany and Brett that were like genuinely like nice relationships. And in this, it just felt like there was so much manipulation. And I don't know, I just thought it was like one of the most depressing seasons that we've had so far. And I actually had a hard time continuing watching it after the first episode. I really had to like push myself to keep watching because I just thought it was like so blah, so
But
down.
It's only going to get worse because it's a popular show. And I think a lot of people, like, you go on these shows and you're going to make more money. You're going to have a different type of, you're going to be a mini celebrity after participating on the show. And that's why I really hope that the producers listen. And really, I think that what they need to focus on going forward is you have to make us believe in this experiment again. Because right now, I just think this should just be love is blind until you actually meet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think people are more about getting famous than finding love. And that sucks for people like me who like really want to find somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's very concerning. Like, I just think they need to do a much better job of vetting people. And even looking at, I mean, we went through the application last week. Like, looking at the application, it's not like they're asking that much.
And you could end up right on any show, not just that one, right? It's like a thing.
This one was for Love is Blind specifically, but they do have like the general.
The general, where like it's like you might end up on any of these 5 reality shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
You clearly just want to be
this
on.
This one was for Love is Blind specifically, like it was like from their page. But I know what you're talking about, like because they could put you on anything, even a fucking circle.
And even from that, like, maybe if you are a good personality or you cause a lot of drama or people really like you, okay, maybe you'll go on Perfect Match. Maybe you'll go on Too Hot to Handle next. Maybe you'll go on The Circle. Like, look at Chloe, right? Who's been on like every Netflix reality show. Like, isn't that right? What you would maybe want if you're like, oh, okay, I'm full of drama. I'm really nice. I'm this, I'm that. What can I do to make myself stand out so they'll want me to come back? That's what it seems to come down to.
Yeah.
I don't know, like even that people from this season, like maybe Lydia, if anybody, like would be looking for fame. I don't even think that a lot of them are trying to do that, to be honest. I just think they're just not, good, perfect people, or just they just got a lot of flaws. Like I'm not getting, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm not personally getting that vibe from a lot of them, huh?
You don't think Uche was looking for fame? You don't think Izzy's trying to?
I think I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
I think it could be.
I feel like a lot of people are giving me, I want to be on TV personally.
I agree.
I'm not like it could go either way, but I didn't immediately think that.
I don't know, because while I like Izzy, his little thing with Johnny and trying to make her look bad is giving you or him having bad. Or him, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, she's only acting that way because you broke her heart. Like, it's clear that she's only doing this because you dumped her for someone you said you have fun with. Like, that's the only reason she's doing that in the first place. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just think that a lot of people now, if you get engaged, you're gonna be famous. Because that's the only way you can guarantee that you have screen time, which I also think led to so many people just blatantly lying this season. Like, it's like everybody had on their representative person because they were just trying to get chose so bad. Even the whole Lydia going to Milton afterwards is giving, I gotta find somebody to be with, because if I don't get engaged, like, I can't
move forward.
Yeah, you're not gonna get screen time. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like there has to be some level, to even want to be on reality, because it can be like dating can be embarrassing, like you have to say all these things on camera, like I feel like there has to be some sort of level of like wanting fame or wanting that clout to even be there in some cases, maybe not for 100% of everybody, but like for some people. Maybe that's why JP couldn't talk anymore, because he was like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I'm getting embarrassed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I kind of feel like they need to take a break, but we already know that they're filming 2 seasons because the applications are out right now. They're filming in February. I think they need to change the formula. It's not working anymore. I think they need to mix it up and figure it out, but it's not working right now. And maybe they should ditch. I think they should ditch the whole. I do think they should ditch the whole specific cities. I think you should just open the pool to people who want love, because I think it makes the experiment like, do I love this person enough to uproot my life and move somewhere else? Like that's
I think
really
that would make it harder, right? Isn't that why a lot of like the bachelorettes and bachelors don't always work out? Because it's like someone from California and someone from New York, and they're so far away that it's like, how are we gonna make this work? We're gonna
love. Like
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't know, but I mean, even on this last season, everybody lives so far away from each other anyway. They weren't in the same city. Like Kwame had to move, Tiffany had to move. Like,
and the other girl,
she was trying to get old dude to move. To
the Arizona girl.
Yeah, she was trying to get him to move to Phoenix. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be moving nowhere. That would be I'd be like, all right, let me look for someone else that lives closer to me.
But love is supposed to be blind. It's supposed to be blind.
That's the reality. It's
and where you live.
I don't think it is really blind though, because even the things that they're saying, right? Like if you're sharing information about yourself, if love was blind, then any two random people that are breathing would just be in love. Like there has to be like other connections and things, right? That you form and you start building. So I don't know. I don't know if I believe that love is blind from what we've seen on the show. Like there are all these other factors that come into play, whether even if you don't see the person, how their lifestyle is, where they live, you know, what their family is like. All those things are now making up that person.
Yeah. I don't think that we know that it's not blind, and we understand that, but we're just saying like that's the idea, like, or I think Sharonda's saying like that's the idea of the show, like that's how it's supposed to be. So like if you are in New York and the application says we're casting from all over the US, are you willing to go anywhere for love? You're gonna have to say yes. And then when you get on the show, then they know like, all right, you fell in love with this dude from Idaho. Hopefully he's willing to move to New York for you. But like I think that's what she's kind of get at. Like
I guess that would be the hope, but I feel like that's why even Perfect Match didn't work, because they all lived all over the place, you know, and then it was kind of like
and they're like international too, which is even crazier.
Yeah, which is even crazy. Yeah, so I
think people would move though. I mean, I would move. I mean, I could do my job anywhere. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I mean, now I can't move into the middle of nowhere where they don't do screenings or something, but I would be open to moving. And also too, after you do this show, you're not working your job anyway. Like you're not gonna be home. You about to be famous. So I mean, look at Lauren and Cameron. Cameron be making cooking videos now. Like he do what he want to do. I'm just saying. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that they have to do something to make us believe in it again. I've lost faith in the experiment. I've lost faith in it. Love the Mess is great. Is gagged me with the whole reveal of Uche and Lydia, but now it's just like, so we only got 2 couples, like 2 couples.
It's gonna be a quick finale.
Okay, like
yep.
It's crazy. Like we got to figure something out. It ain't working no more. Like it's not working no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I'm gonna keep watching. Let me just be honest.
Yeah, I will keep watching, but I think this to me is the worst season so far.
Yeah. So,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll just see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but we'll see. Any final thoughts?
Ladies first. Go ahead, Kristen.
My final thoughts are, I think this is my least favorite season so far. And I hope that people like start trying to find real love and not drama love.
Very well said. I don't remember the other seasons, as you guys know, like that, but I don't think this is the worst season, and it has given a lot of, discourse for different things. I think like I said this in my last video, like this show is messy and the pods had a lot of drama, but like these 3 episodes, like they gave a lot of like room for discourse around dating age differences, around finances, around even like the presentation of your home. Like I just thought it opened up a lot of like good dialogue for people like us. So yeah,
True.
I'm here for the long haul, and I appreciate Sharonda letting me come on here and talk about it.
Yes,
And it's always good to be with Kristen. So that's my final thought.
I mean, I still feel like the season brought the drama. I mean, and be honest, that's why we watch, for the drama. But I also am like, I want to feel that feeling that I had in season 1 when like we were all just loved how Lauren and Cameron came together, and Amber going off and being like, y'all not gonna mess with my man. Like, even they overcame financial situations. That was a huge like discourse in their relationship, that Amber was in debt, and you know, he had to give up his house and move into an apartment, get a roommate. Like, they live with somebody else trying to pay off her debt. And honestly, I think that's what we actually need.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in a spinoff that, like, Married at First Sight used to do the spinoff with all the couples, and we would follow the couples into their marriage. I feel like I would rather watch something like that now. Like, if they could spin off and just keep us up to date with what all of the couples are doing and how they're making it through their marriage, that's something that I would actually be more interested in watching. Like, you could still do the Love is Blind for the drama and all of that, but to actually stick with the couples that are still together, I think that would be really great. I would love to kind of watch how Barnett and Amber have been dealing with, you know, they've been trying for a kid for a while now, you know? So I would like to watch things like that.
I think that's a good idea.
That's
Especially if they take your advice and redo the formula, you could just do a spin-off season while they cook that up. So we still get our feed of like Love is Blind content, and you know, they get to rebrand the whole thing.
Yeah, I think they can keep the best of both worlds. Give us drama, but also give us love and relationships and talking about finances and having kids. I think that would be a happy medium, you know, for everything. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna keep watching. So I mean, every year we'll be like, I'm so done, but like, I'm gonna be back next season.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also, shout out to the chat because everyone's been cool in there saying cool things. And it's 500. My thing says 538 people watching right now. That's fire.
Wow.
If you liked it, hit the thumbs up on that thing.
Yeah.
If you got it late, you can watch it later and you can share that thing. So just shout out to all y'all in the chatty chat, just chatting with us.
we
I love that.
appreciate
On a Saturday. Hell yeah, we love that.
in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, hopefully, I don't know if you're not gonna make it next week, right?
Me?
Yeah,
Nah. I hate to see it, but I won't make it next week, unfortunately.
not gonna make it. I can't believe you're gonna do us like that. But
I
yeah,
know. I'll get my shit together for the finale though.
okay. We're gonna talk finale. But yeah. I hope that everybody has the most amazing weekend. For those of you in New York or the surrounding areas with like us, stay safe.
Keep the mop close.
Keep that mop close. Probably gonna need some air fresheners in the next couple of days, but get the rug doctors out. But yeah, I hope that everybody stays safe. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be nice to somebody. And yeah, I will chat with y'all next week. I love y'all 3000, and I hope that everyone's day just gets better and better.
Hell yeah. Peace, y'all.